Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's podcast is 7 Ways Why the Male Ego is Stupid. I was out walking in the desert the other morning and I kind of was strolling up there, and all of a sudden, I all I saw was like this come across to me, and it really come and said the male ego is stupid. And I thought, what the well is going on there? And so I really awakened to uh, that was true, because I was always trying to have to adjust my camera, but and what I really come to me was the world has pretty much stayed the same since the beginning of time. And what I'm saying about that is we've had this hard shell warmongering. Everything had to be perfect, perfection programming, but yet nothing ever changed or nothing ever left out of the situation, because we were always stuck in the same mindset, thoughts, and going forward. And something that brought this on is this happened a long time ago. It was during the Vietnam War, and they was doing peace talks. And these guys were so rigid, they was having an argument over a rectangle table or a round table or something that silly. And that's what we do. We get into the heart, the male ego stupidity, and the hard shell of hell of jealousy, hate, anger, revenge thinking, fear, scaredy cat, brattiness. Revenge thinking, I have to be right. I got to tell people what to do. I can never, this was a big one for me. My egotistical arrogance, everything had to be my way. That is the male ego. And women, you don't get a free ride on this because you have one too. And unable to be compromising. It's an uncompromising stall in the stall in your life, in my life. And as I opened up to this, and I said, "Oh yeah, that fits me. I've done that." So I really opened up to just realizing the world is stuck in a male ego, and that has happened to be right. You look at the landscape of the world. Take all the technology, everything, it's still the same. We got sex trafficking, child labor, everything is still the same. Yet we're supposed to be educated. Well, education teaches that male egotistical, stuck in the muck of yesterday's bullshit. And if you look, we're still doing this. And when you open up to this, and if you want to admit to it, you can start feeling the rise out of the third world enslaving mindset and our ancestor anchored asinine mindsets of survival mode. And something I really was in some classes, and we keep talking about the primal fears and all this, and the fight, flight, and freeze. All that is our hard-headedness. And basically, we're unwilling to listen to ourselves and rise out of it. And right now, if you look at this southern border and all around, the southern border is pure the free trade agreements and that. And see, what I'm saying is everybody's got their mindset going forward on making money, and we lost track of people quality of life. You know, money gives you the quality of life, yet money takes your quality of life, because you're so busy trying to make money, you forget to enjoy money. And, you know, the world is all about, love and spirit and all that. Well, you can't have love and think you're better than somebody else. And, I watch people that send me stuff. They want me to attend this. I look at their picture. And if they got that fake smile and they act like they have everything figured out, I don't go to them. Because self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, and psychologists, that is all from the male ego. Because they want to be right and they have to do this. When you open up to listen to yourself and understand, you question yourself, and where have you had the same things occurring all the time? That's the one that got me from 2000 to 2009. I was doing all the things that all the superstar gurus said to do, but I was still in the same poopy do, because they never talked about rising out of your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs. They always were saying change your thinking and do this. Thinking has nothing to do with it. Well, it does, but I mean, it's listening to that inner dialogue from here up. And see, they're trying to do everything here instead of in the gut and in the body. You liberate the body, the head will follow. That's what I really opened up. And, having to be right, having to have things done my way was a ding-a-ling within me that locked and blocked me into my stubborn, hard-headed incompetence and trying to do things the same way, getting the same results, but I was thinking I was moving forward, but I was living the definition of insanity. That all passed away yesterday. But something I've really opened up to understand, the male ego is stupid, stuck in ancestor-anchored warmongering mindsets of its and selfishness, with a never compromising ability about anything, and zero communication skills, stubborn thinking, hard-headed knowing, marred in the sand, in the quicksand of my selfishness. The stubborn, hard-headed ego is stuck in the quicksand of stubbornness. If you look at the world, we're really stuck in the quicksand of stubbornness. A mindset is like being in quicksand. I got a class on that, because you're just stuck in your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, and everything you always done, and you're unable to move and let go of it and communicate it away. The challenge for me is communicate away my own in inhibitions and incompetence, because I always wanted to be right, and I had this egotistical, arrogant, knuckleheadedness that if I didn't have it my way, I'd look weak. Well, I looked really weak by being stubborn and selfish. And selfish and stubborn is what's controlling the world today. It really is. And, if you watch anybody, oh, he changed his mind, he's a flip-flopper. Well, we haven't changed our mind in how long? Stayed in the same mindsets? Look at the world today. See, we have to get very, very honest about the world today for people to rise. And here's really one that really makes you kind of open up to. Now, you're going to have to listen and question this. But the people that make the world move is the hourly workers. Without the hourly workers, nothing would move. See, management is thinking they're doing something, but management isn't physically putting the stuff on the trucks, running the forklifts, or doing anything. You can send all the business coaches, life coaches, hypnotherapists, and management, higher up management, all home for 30 days, and the world would still function. Would there be challenges? Yeah. But now if all the hourly workers go home for 30 days, how would your stuff get to you? See, we've been taught that it's always the management and business and this. No, people make the world move. And that's something I really opened up to, but it's the male egotistical arrogance and our self-taught torment that, oh, we got to do this for the businesses. Businesses got to have this. Well, we've been stuck on business since 1984. How are we doing? See, we got to get very honest about this. And the thing about the male ego, it'll never admit to anything. It's going to keep driving into a cement wall without even denting it, but it'd keep doing it. I've done that. Hell, that ain't so big. But see, what we've never really opened up to is people are the assets and life is what goes around. But we're so stuck in that male ego that, oh, it's all about me. It's all about me. And, you know, the CEOs, they look like the most unhappy people in the world. And everybody wants to, in coaching now, I work with executives. I work with blue collar people because they make the world move. See, this world is getting ready to have an awakening. And love is going to be part of it, but it's going to be about admitting to what is going on. But that male is stupid opens it up for me to understand I can listen my way out of the male egotistical arrogance, but I can never think my way out of it, because once that male ego is in gear, your egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance, stuck in the muck of yesterday and stuck in the same place as you was yesterday, is it within you. And if, you know, when I get really very, very honest about the world, I realize the world has never moved forward. Yeah, we modernized, but in a lot of ways, we've never, ever moved forward, because that male egotistical silliness, it's not letting us move, because I have to be right no matter what. Oh, I had that one. Oh, I had that one. You know, I'd rather be get hit in the toe with something than admit I was wrong. You know, the thing about admitting you was never wrong, you was opening up to a better way. That's something this world hasn't done since the beginning of time, opened up to a better way. We still fight and argue, have war, because the male ego won't let us have a conversation. That's all war is two hard-headed male egotistical people, male or female. Females don't get a ride on this, because I've worked on many jobs and the biggest pain in the butt was the women. So let's not, I'm just for the truth. I'm being honest. And, you know, something else, people come from home and they think they do the same thing on the job as they do at home. I witnessed that. And, you know, but the thing is, that male egotistical arrogance within us and know-it-all ignorance, and the more, it seems like the more college educated people are, the more stuck they are in it when they talk to the blue collar. Because they always are calling the blue collar stupid, but here's the thing. We have to put up with their stupid rules, regulations, and illiteracy. So it's a two-way street. To me, there's a big, big barrier out there between the college-educated, freshly graduated people and the hourly workers down there. I ain't kidding you. There's nothing worse than somebody fresh out of college to work with. You know, they're like having a Colt fresh, putting a holder on a Colt, breaking it to lead. Only thing is, you can kind of coerce the Colt, but if you did that to a person, you'd be in jail. And something else, your listening artistry opens the pageantry of your wisdom, insight, and clarity. And see, that's something else we've really never really opened up to, is the pageantry and artistry of life. That's what letting go of that male egotistical arrogance chucklehead. I'll tell you, my male arrogance was probably the biggest challenge for me to understand. And I didn't understand it until, well, hell, I'm still starting to understand it. But when you open up to it, you can really witness the world. And if you listen, politics is a good one to see the male egotistical arrogance of the world. And see, but it's in all of us. And something else that really is my favorite. Oh, this is a favorite one is when something happens and it's kind of catastrophe. Well, we're going to pay the corporation or somebody says, I'm going to pay $100 million in fines, but we still didn't do anything wrong. You're going to pay $100 million just so you can say I didn't do anything wrong. That's the thing about the male ego stupidity. It will never let you admit to the challenge you created for yourself. See, that's what the male ego does, the stupidity of it. It creates the challenges, but we never admit it was a challenge because we're always, the male ego is the best thing at blaming and shaming everybody. But our ancestor anchored mindsets of survival, how does that control your life today? And it really does me because I've really opened up to it, but I now understand when I come up against something that's making me unsettled or uncomfortable, it's okay. Why is this occurring for me to expand? Where's the wisdom, insight, clarity, and fresh understanding for me to rise onto my liminal carpet glide? But no, if you start, you'll never think your way through chaos or a challenge or anything. Because you think through it, you're in all the representations that got you to where you are right now. And thinking is from yesterday. And how is the world? If you look at the world and get very, very, very honest with yourself, how's the world stuck in yesterday? People have given up. I now understand when I was, in the 90s, right after 2003 for me, but we used to have people, we always kept moving forward. People have given up and moved away because there's nothing, you can't get through the male ego stupidity of college education and business education. They have no morals or ethical values towards people. And if you really want to do that, I heard one of them CEOs for one of the big financial terms, if they don't do as fast as you think they can, doctor pay. Well, people are just like each other. We have 85,000 emotions, 60,000 thoughts flowing through our body every day. And you get hearing the same rat-a-tat, pessimistic narcissism, knuckleheadedness, you get tired of it. And a lot of people have done their best, but yet the management let them down. And when I read something like about management and culture, that's bullshit to me. Because you can't have a culture of college-educated medication and zero integrity and zero honor towards other people. I've worked some jobs and the management sucked. But what's bigger is you really want to get down to the cold hard facts, is they make the poorest people managers or foremen or lead people. They usually take the biggest kiss ass and put them there. And the only time a kiss ass does anything is when a boss is around. And you cannot talk to them in a grown-up way. Management are babies. I'm sorry. I've worked around it. I'm retired, but management's babies. They want to be coddled, pampered, and kissed on the cheek. Well, that ain't happening. They can't handle the truth. And most of the time, them little butt kissers, they're very, very mean to their people. But they get their little pets that'll do anything for them. And that's where the world falls down. And that's where all this is coming from. The male ego likes to be pampered, petted, where the spirit, heart, and soul, they want to communicate. And that's a challenge with this world and all business. Most of it can never communicate beyond the books and the knowledge. You know, when I grew up on the farm, we had to have some ingenuity because you had a tractor and a piece of machinery. If it broke down and you didn't have something there, you had to figure out a way to get it fixed and make it work till the end of the day. Nowadays, it's just uh, unsavory that way. And something else, uh, we have special things, we have special accounts and things like this, but in college education and business, they have solutions and answers as life is a path. And see, even every day on a business, it's unrehearsed, unedited, and uneducated. But they're trying to put that college medicated, computerized world into a free flowing energy. And how's it done for us? To me, the world is bound in yesterday's knowledge. As I step back, observe the world through present moment to understand the corporate control media spews imprisoning rhetoric, creating follower fear, shutting off free flowing inspiration, innovation, intuition, imagination within you. Because we're trying to save in the boundaries of their selfishness and their greedy, seedy neediness. You know, I ask myself, because the male ego has to be right and think what I have to do to get out of the chaos, challenges, adversity, and adversity through selfish thinking, knowing, and hard-headed stubbornness. You know, you look at the world, and outside of campaign contributions and tax breaks, what's the world done? Not much. So if you really want to rise, you want to rise out of your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, and subconscious mind reactions to your daily life and allow that daily life to present itself. And then you question it. Why is this happening for me? And why is this occurring for me? Where's the wisdom? What am I apprehensive about? Ask questions that take away the immaturity and insecurity of your male ego stupidity. And that male ego stupidity was my opinionated operator of my conscious world, never being able to listen to the free-flowing, inner-rising prowess that comes from here up. As I awaken to this, and my male ego is stupid, I got to liberate me from me. And I hope there's something there for you. But how does your ego, male ego, men and women, how does your male ego control you today? And I am Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom, Hypno Acuity, and Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. I show you the way I expanded my life and rose out of the third world enslaving mindsets of business world and the indoctrinated, educated, recycled ignorance of the world. And I want to thank you, and you enjoy your day.